What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Driver's Apex. If you're new to the channel, my name is Thomas Donahue, and in today's video, it's not a how-to, it's not a fun drive, anything like that. We're gonna do a car wash on a Dodge Challenger. It's a lot bigger car than I'm used to, coming from BMWs, but what I'll do is kind of quickly and roughly walk you through my wash process on a Dodge Challenger, and it would be the same if it was a BMW or any other car. So it's going to take me a few hours, so I need to get started. So I've already got my buckets here. So blue is going to be soap and white's going to be clean. I've got this all ready to go. I do like this Obsessed Garage quick disconnect. I think he's since revised it to be even better, because there are kind of a couple flaws with it. Ooh, nice, the Cayenne GTS just drove by. But I really like it. This is a really, really nice setup. I'm using CarPro Reset. As you all know, super, super expensive soap, but it's really, really good because this car was ceramic coated. Not sure if I need to use any bug stuff, but I've got CarPro Bug Out. Yeah, there's my Karcher K1700. Fantastic little power washer. What I do need to do is I need to go on Matt's website at Obsessed Garage and get a much better hose. They're too stiff. They kind of kink up. They're really annoying. That hose as well. I hate that hose with a passion. It's really annoying. But yeah, nice wand setup. Nice extension. Really, really nice, actually. I really enjoy those. And then, yeah, we're about ready to start washing here. And then, kind of boar's head brush for like the locks and nooks and crannies. This is for like wheels, stuff like that. I've got a hard brush for tires. And then what I usually like to do is I like to pull the car into the garage. This one's a really big car. But the goal is always to pull it as much in the garage as possible out of the sun, because I don't like washing cars in the sun. We're just gonna use this for now for tires. It's stiff. I'll eventually get a much better one. All right, guys, I just finished chatting with a buddy. He's got that Cayenne GTS. It's such a beautiful car. It's ridiculous. And you can hear it coming a mile away. It's got such a gnarly sound. So what I like to do is I like to look over the car, see like what's gonna need what. Overall, the car, it's dirty, but it's not like that dirty. It's not like super, super bad. There's like some tar and some bug stuff like that. So we'll work on the front, but the big thing what I like to do is start on wheels and tires. So what we'll do is wet it, start cleaning. We'll get in here real quick, clean the inner fenders, the liners, and then from there we'll move to the front of the car. We'll get this cleaned, and then what we'll do is we'll wet the whole car down. We'll foam cannon. What I like to do after I foam cannon is I like to rinse the car back off to make sure that any of the dirt and stuff like that is taken off. And then what I'll do is sometimes I'll refoam and then car wash from there, because I want to make sure that the paint doesn't get scratched. I don't even have to use the power washer function right yet. What you do is just lightly wet this down. There's the owner now, so it caught me. All right, just to chat with the owners. I'm thankful these wheels are pretty easy to clean. It's not like the BMW wheels. Those suck. And then we have the other attachment. What we'll do is we'll get in on the inside the best that we can. But I do need a new brush for cleaning wheels. I think this one perhaps is on its last leg. Okay. Yeah, so we've got retire. Retire works quite well. I really, really like it. I think it's a phenomenal product. Really helps to melt that grime off of the tire so that you can already see it right there, like kind of turning brown or whatever, just like that. But what's nice is you want to get a nice clean base so that the tire shine sticks to it. Otherwise, It's not gonna stick. It's gonna sling everywhere. It's gonna be a mess. So, but yeah, I don't have a traditional tire brush. And a lot of that is just because I have like these, at least for now. I just don't see the point. And a lot of it is just because I'm not a professional, like, car detailer. I'm just not really much of a need for me to do that. But yeah, you can see just, no one really probably recognizes how dirty their wheels are until you use a good quality product. And then do you notice that there actually is a lot of crap on the tires. So it's kind of a nice base of sorts to prepare for a tire dressing. So get that clean, wet this down, just using some basic aluminum car wheel cleaner. Get in there. This brush is really nice. I got this one from Obsessed Garage. And it works, like on a wheel like this, it works really well. Because I can just get on the insides, pretty darn easy. Clean, 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 clean. Get all up in there. And then I'll use the angled one, and the angled one will help me get behind the spokes. This actually gets in between the caliper pretty darn well. And then it's got like the little rubber tips and the protectors, so you're not gonna like scratch anything. So that's quite convenient. But yeah, so there's that, and then all I do is I come in behind, kind of rent some of that away, so we're not scrubbing dirt and stuff. Yeah, and then this one, I just get in behind, because the other brush is not going to get in there quite like that. And that angled piece is really convenient. It'll help you kind of get in behind calipers as necessary. And I have a smaller one of these as well, which is super helpful. And then what we can do is we'll hit the face of the wheel. Nothing too crazy. Alright, so let's start with a product that might be a little bit gentler than some of the other ones I got on some of this bug stuff. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit, but not too long because you don't want it to dry completely. That's not good. That's awesome. There's just like a big mud chunk there. And we don't even want to touch that unless we spray it off with water. We have no business doing that. But yeah, we really want to try to get some of this crap off the car. Because it's not really bug season, so there shouldn't be like too many bugs, which means you really shouldn't be riding around with bugs on the car. We want to make sure it looks nice and clean. But this is bug and tar, and I know for a fact that there's some tar on this car. I want to get it off. It's lightly agitate it afterwards, but what I'll do is I'll let it sit, and then what we'll do is I'll spray it off. It's almost like a Windex. And if I need to go to the CarPro product, I'll use the CarPro product. The problem is, all these products are so expensive that you can spend a lot of money just on a car wash on yourself. So I'm trying to like balance cost plus like output. Well, cost and output would be the same, like cost plus like benefit, like the outcome. I guess that's really what I was trying to say, is outcome, not output. All right, so let's let that sit a minute, and I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna power wash it off. was a wild ride, guys. I'm sure you got a little dizzy there in that time lapse. I was pulling the hose and it somehow caught the camera with the tripod, and then it almost fell on the ground. I was able to stop it just in time. So I'm kind of curious to see what that looked like in time lapse. We got most of the bugs off. There's 1 or 2 spots of tar, so I've got to work on that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray the whole car down. I'm going to foam the car, and then I'm going to foam the front as well. Try to soften that up as much as possible. And then if necessary, I'll move on to the next way of getting that off. And it might be like an oil or like a WD-40 slightly, just with a Q-tip. But it's very tiny, that little spot. I just don't want to scrub and scrub or anything like that. It's not worth it. Yeah, so this was already ceramic coated before, so that's why we're using CarPro products that work with ceramic coating. So what I like to do, so yeah, it's just reset. Wash it, or at least rinse it, hit it once with the gun, and then now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit it again, and then I'm not gonna rinse it. And then what I'll do is I'll use one of my nice mitts and I'll wash it and allow it to be much, much soapier. And of course I wash it in the garage because I don't want the sunlight out here to dry the water. I don't yet have a water softener for car washing, so that's why I'm extra careful not to wash it in the sun, because I don't want that issue. But yeah, there's that little bit of tar right there. That's tricky, but I will get it off. Have no fear. But yeah, so let's hit it again with some foam, and then we'll agitate everything. What you'll probably see me doing in a time lapse is I'll use a boar's head brush and all these little nooks and stuff like that. And then we'll wash it with a mitt, rinse, and start the drying process. Yeah, so you can tell like the car has been ceramic coated, i.e. me, and that's why we're using good quality soap, because I want to reinvigorate the ceramic coating. But I've definitely become a ceramic coat snob because I like when the car dries pretty much itself. The water just feeds right off. So when I go to the drying phase, I can typically get the car dried fairly quick. And I'll show you what towels I have. So I've got half of that washed. So we're gonna go to this back corner, we're gonna go to the trunk, and then back around the car. And then I used a brush down here, and then we'll go into the fender wells real quick. But you'll tell like through the time lapse, they use a boar's head brush and got in all these cracks. Because that's something that's often missed, is all in here. It makes such a tremendous difference in the car washing process. The outcome should be substantially better. But yeah, this car was ceramic coated, what, a year and a half ago? I don't know if the owner runs this with car washes sometimes. He might, and that can really affect the ceramic coating. But I'd say a year and a half later, it's still doing, I think, pretty good. Considering it's in Arizona, it might run through a car wash occasionally and doesn't get washed too often. So I think it's pretty decent. What do you think?
No, it looks good. It's still beating up, like, pretty aggressively.
Yeah. And he and I ceramic coated the cars. I did the M3 at the same time, and I probably have like 60 washes, and there is no difference in the ceramic coating. It's still just as good, but I use also good quality paint. So we're probably an hour and a half into this project, and we probably have about another hour and a half into the project before we finish. There's just a bit of tar. There's like one spot of tar right here. I need to tackle that, but once that's tackled, we'll be in a good spot. All right, so let's do this. Where's the brush at? I need a brush. Need a brush. Need a brush. Here it is. We'll rinse the brush because we still need to wash this lower rocker panel area. So it's really important to get these nice and clean. I think that makes a difference, I think, in the process. So I think it's important to get these things washed and cleaned and all that kind of stuff. What's nice is with the wheel gap here, I can quickly get in here and clean, versus like my E30 and M3, forget it. The wheels have to come off because they're lowered. The cars are lowered. It's really, really difficult to get in there. But I think this is an important step as well. And this I don't go crazy with, but I like to make sure that it at least looks better. That's one of the big things for me is you can't have a clean car and have dirty inner fender liners. So I'll finish the other ones and then we're gonna dry this thing. It actually absorbs a lot of water, and I'm going to use it in specific locations where it's easier for me to drag, because the other one is a chemical guy's towel and it absorbs really well. However, it's not as easy to drag because it does collect so much water. So for someone short like me, let's tackle the roof with a towel that's a little bit easier to use. Look at that, guys. Just finished drying. It's already substantially shinier, and that's without putting a top coating or a detail spray, anything like that on it. That's just good quality soap, proper washing procedures, and of course ceramic coating ahead of time makes a big difference. But already, don't you think the car looks much shinier? Just with some soap and water, not even a detail spray. And the detail spray is going to help as well, because there's going to be some little bit of water spotting from drying that's going to happen, and that's okay. But the detail spray will help with that. But yeah, that's a beautiful shine just with some good quality soap. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to detail spray. I'll probably throw it back on time lapse. We'll get some of the streaking stuff like that from drying. We'll work on wheels and tires. We'll clean up the inner fender liners with a little bit of blackout spray. And then we should be able to bring it to them. Got to open the doors and get all the stuff in there. So this is how you know you're short, when you have to use a step ladder and let the comments begin, this is how you wash, well, not wash, but if you're like detailing the roof of a Challenger, I simply just cannot reach on my own, and I doubt many people can either, to be honest. I think you've got to be well into the 6 foot range to get up here, and to do so, I think, without damaging the car. I think that's really the key. And even there, like, you've got like the uncomfortable like pop of sorts, as you're kind of like trying to balance yourself, because it's damn near impossible to perfectly balance yourself up here. But I want to make sure the roof looks just as good as the rest of the car. Alright, so you saw through the time lapse, just finishing details, making sure the wheels are shiny. We're going to move on to tires. I think tires for me is one of my favorite parts of the process, and I imagine it is as well for many of you, because then that's when the car really starts taking shape, is when those tires are shiny against the shiny paint. It feels like you're almost done, and it feels like you've actually accomplished something when those wheels and tires are real shiny. So for me, generally, that's the part that I enjoy most, is making them look nice and shiny. Like already there, you can see how much shinier they look. Take a look. Oh my gosh, this looks really good. Yep, it's super clean. Got nice depth in the paint. Super clean and clear. Super shiny. All the tar, all the bugs, everything is gone. All inside the liners are nice and clean. I think that makes a huge difference on a car, is when someone drops it off and all that gets done, you drive differently. Like when you park it, you're like, yeah, this looks nice. So yeah, what do you guys think? How did I do on this wash? All right, guys, I'm out. I just wanted to show you, or like bring you like into the garage as I detailed a car, just show you like what I did. So I think we were about 4 hours to get this car done. For me, it's all about, if I'm gonna get a car and someone's gonna trust me to work on it, it's gonna get the best possible job regardless of the price. It's just the way I operate. It's either do it right or don't do it at all. And in this case, I went way over, but that's what I do. You know, inner door jambs, fender liners, you know, under the hood, all those things are cleaned and prepped, so when the customer gets in the car and they open the door, there's like a sense of pride, like, oh my gosh, if someone sees me, they know this car is like clean, straight up. So I hope you guys like this video. I might do some more, and it might be more involved, just like having conversations. If you guys haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 1,000, and that has been a huge goal of mine. If you have any comments, drop those comments. I'll put in the description all the products that I used, and I will see you guys later.